Alright, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to be playing some Kefka Reanimator because y'all really like this, but we haven't updated it since, well, I think Final Fantasy came out. So this should be a bit different, but you know, let's take a look at it and see what we're working with. Also, several of you have asked, where did the deck tech portion of the videos go? And this was partially a decision made because of, well, short-term metrics. If you're a channel member, I made a video. You can see a whole thing. We're going into detail. But if you want to ask more about it, you can get into the Discord. But basically, what I'm going to say is this. If you like this and you want this portion of the video, watch the entire video because it helps the numbers and makes up for the people who just skip this portion. Really can't say it any clearer than that. However, if the numbers go back to where they were, we're probably going to remove this again. So watch the video. But anyway, getting into this one, we do have Valgavoth's Faithful because we do need to get stuff out of the graveyard. We have Torch the Tower as some other early removal, but honestly, we could probably do without this. 3 Bitter Triumph. We do also have Strategic Betrayal to deal with opposing graveyards. Charming Scoundrel to help us get multicolored mana as well as put things into the graveyard. Same thing here with Fear of Missing Out to dump stuff in the graveyard. Same thing with Emmett Selch. Can also rebuild our hand. Of course, Zombify, because we need to get stuff out of the graveyard. Cavero, which didn't exist the last time this deck did, so we will be able to get something out of the graveyard with this. We do have Overlord of the Balemerc, so we can fill the graveyard. A couple of copies of Kefka, because that was the reason people liked the video and wanted to play the deck in the first place. We do also have Arden to get multiple things out of the graveyard and get some life. A couple of copies of Bringer of the Last Gift, because again, if we can swap things in and out, we know how this works with the Cavero decks. And then we do have Summon Bahamut as well, to get us cards and remove things from the opponent's battlefield. So yeah, don't know how this is going to play out, because we haven't played it since Final Fantasy came out. So we'll see. But remember, this video is sponsored by Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. Great place to save money when you use my code. It's DRAGN. You'll take 5% off every single Magic thing you buy over there. So go do it. Support the channel. Anyway, let's go get into this video. Actually, I lied. It's giveaway day. So if you happen to be Chris Breaker 5397, I believe it is, you left a comment on our Landfall deck from last week. Well, you need to go to the description, hop in the Discord, leave me a message so I can send you one of the prize packs. And if you want one of the prize packs, remember to just leave a relevant comment on every gameplay video we put up throughout the week, and we might pick you as a winner, send something to you for free. Anyway, more Magic. Okay, this is fine, right? I mean, we have Torch, Fear of Missing Out. I mean, the problem is we don't have anything to get back, none of our hitters. But we at least have a way to see some cards. We have some removal. We'll see if it works out. Play the land that lets us torch. Gnome. Well, we could torch that, but it's kind of pointless. But we can strategic betrayal it. So maybe we do that. Actually, nah, we just do this. Just make it obvious what we're doing. Another Market Gnome. Alright. And an Infestation Sage. Why do I get the feeling they're just playing something that wants to have things in their graveyard as well? I mean, I guess, yeah. Sadly, I think this is the right play. Second Torch, I guess? Pass a turn. No point in attacking. I thought about using a Strategic Betrayal, but we probably want to torch a Infestation Sage first. Oh no. Well, that's not good for us. However, not the worst, because now they're just going to have just the Viper. Yeah, that's fine. Sure, I'll lose 4. So, we could reanimate, but then they get all of this into play. So I think we just do this. Hadn't seen anybody play Rottenmouth Viper in a while. But that's kind of the downside to the Viper these days, right? Like, you spend all that effort to get the Viper, and then one removal spell turns it all into nothing. Sage. Sure, let's just get rid of this first. Double Sage. Okay, well. I mean, I guess we attack and then do the thing. All right, they didn't block, rightfully so. Oh, it only swaps if you cast it. If you reanimate it, doesn't do the thing. That's important. So it means only with Cavero is that the thing. Otherwise, reanimating it just gets you a big 6/6. Which, to be fair, is fine. We didn't have anything else. We've only drawn... Wow, have we only really drawn 2 creatures this whole time? That's crazy. I mean, we're still not in bad shape, but it's kind of surprising that's all we've drawn. Opponent wants to get rid of our Bringer of the Last Gift. Ooh, Kefka's nice. They would sack and then lose their graveyard. Yeah, sure. Alright, and then I think these both attack. So even if they block, we get through for 6 on the second attack. And if they happen to do something to our board, then we have Kefka action. Alright. Interesting that they didn't sacrifice that to get a Surveil out of the mix, but not mad at it. Embalm, make you a 2/2 that you can sacrifice as well. Still doesn't block a 6/6 flyer. There's a Raise the Pass, but I don't have anything in the graveyard. So we were right about them wanting to raise the pass. Just didn't realize it was going to be because of Rottenmouth Viper and such. But yeah, that does it. Sure, we'll keep this. That seems reasonable. Oh, I meant to switch these bringers. They're not good in this pile. I'd rather just have other things that like enter and remove stuff or whatever. I think those could just be more valuable. What we have now just isn't cutting it, I don't think. Because we haven't, like, the thing about the Cavero decks is they've based their plan around the bringers. Like, we haven't really done that, so it doesn't make as much sense. So I'm not really a fan of doing that. So let's do this. We'll take a point. It's fine. Discard one of these. Alright, we found the 4th lane, so that's good. This can also let us do some things like play a Scoundrel. I don't know. We'll see what we get. Because if we get like Amet Selch or something, we just play that. Okay, we did, actually. So let's do that. Same thing. Discard one of the demons. Okay, well now we did draw Cavros. Now demon's actually looking okay, which is so dumb. But things work out like that sometimes. Alright. They're going Iroh crazy here. Draw and discard. We're going to go Cavero into a demon. Alright, that'll do it. Yeah, so there, we would have had a couple of creatures in our graveyard that we could have got back. And just as I was saying, like, I kind of don't know if I want the demons. Turns out that's the reason we win that game. So, I don't know. What I think is, whatever we do, is at the end of the video, we'll have to do some updates to this as a whole. Just to kind of make all the numbers work right. Oh, no. I guess we'll keep it. Sure, intimidation tactics. You got it. What's funny is I'm not even mad if they take Amet Selch. I kind of want to just have the Scoundrels. Alright, pass the turn. So I bet they're sitting on removal cards. Because what other hand do you keep that has that situation? Alright, well that's unfortunate. I mean, we knew it was a questionable keep with just 2 Fabled Passage, but alright, they only have 2 mana. So I have to assume if you only had 2 lands and you still kept the hand, it has to be for removal purposes, right? So with this, I think I'm just going to make a treasure and attack. Wow. Well, whatever it is isn't instant speed removal. Could be strategic betrayals or something. Preacher of the Schism, sure. I mean, you know I have Torch, but this just makes more sense. Let's go ahead and discard. Actually, do I discard under the circumstances? Yeah, I guess so. I was thinking about just taking 3. I think I am just going to take 3. And we'll attack. Because we might need the scoundrels to dig for cards, and then I'll need treasure to sacrifice to the torches, and it's just a whole thing right now. We're not doing well. Alright, we got a Kefka. That could matter for something, right? Assuming they don't draw another discard spell here. Alright, 4 mana gets you a Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Well, now that's interesting. I guess we just attack? If I do this, I would have 1 sacrifice. I think we just pass. I might have to sack treasure, torch. Actually, just double torch. Yeah, alright. Deal 2. Deal 2. Goodness, where are the lands at? Yeah, I think we just gotta go for it here. At some point, this is not going to play into our favor, so we just got to do what we can. Let's... Oh, gosh. I don't have anything. They could kill Kefka, and we can reanimate with Zombify. I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, we got 2 cards. One was a land. Another Zombify, though. Oh, here comes a sweeper, sadly. Nope, it's just a shoot the sheriff. Okay, well, that works for us. Not mad at that. And then they go to 8. Do we get Kefka back here? I don't think we do. I think we just do this. Deal 3. And just say, you still got to find stuff here, man. And if they take the turn off to sweep the board, they'll go down to 4. We get Kefka back, and we try again, try again. No, they're going to turn their land into a demon. They might have to. Man, we're still a long way from winning here. Alright, there's a Cecil. Opponent goes to 8. Let's go ahead and get Kefka back. Discard that. Intriguing. Don't think we're going to be able to come back from this, unfortunately. I think we've hit the spot where we're just not going to be able to pull this off. Shoot the sheriff on that. God, their hand was all removal? Bruh, seriously? That's crazy. Alright, well, I guess if they have it, they have it. There's not much we can do here. What's the best option? Do any of these do anything? I don't think so. Nope. We just lose. Alright. Yeah, we kind of kept a questionable early hand, and it just didn't develop fast enough, unfortunately. And can't really blame that on the deck. That's just keeping a bad mulligan there, I think. Okay, yeah, sure. Let's do it. I mean, we have 2 Raucous Theaters, so this hand's going to be a little bit slow. But we'll just have to deal with it. Spy. That's a Merfolk Detective. I guess I'll keep it. It is a 5th land to kind of sort of guarantee a Kefka of sorts. Problem is, when your opponent's playing blue, there's always the option of your first spell will not resolve, you know? So I'm hoping maybe I find some 2-mana Deuter I can play here. Or not. That's unfortunate. I'm going to decline. Just leave a Kefka in the yard. We have 1 in hand we can cast, 1 we can try to reanimate with Valgavoth's Faithful. I think that's fine. Not that I think we'll necessarily get to, but you gotta try. Also, what are we playing Evendo for here? Oh, because you can get the mana and then activate stuff like this with X in the cost. Okay, that makes sense. So this is just Merfolk, straight up. Which we do have to be concerned, because it means there could be a Leviathan in our future, which would be kind of tough. Now the question is, do you turn on the Evendo versus attacking here? Nope. I say attacking's more worth it. Probably should have activated there, though. This puts us in an interesting spot. I do have 2 untap lands available. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Play this one. Play this. Well, that's cute. Decline. Leave those in the yard. Heck. Seems fine by me. Now, at the very least, they're going to want to bounce our Valgavoth's Faithful. I would think. Maybe not. Alright, all your dudes get counters. That's a big hit. That is 8. Alright, here's hoping we don't get Leviathan or something next turn. Because that would suck. But that's kind of all we can do here. We could get back Valgavoth's Faithful, but actually, nah, we want to get this. I was going to say, getting a Valgavoth's Faithful almost isn't bad there, though. Whoa, they got a Crater Hoof? I can get a Crater Hoof back from them? Alright, so that's already been used. So if we go to 14, they've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, let's see if we get to protect Arden or not. Because I don't know. Oh man. Are we gonna get their Crater Hoof with Arden? If so, this is amazing. Alright, Ouroboros, that doesn't necessarily get us killed though, right? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we can block 4 of it. Or 3 of it is all we have to block. So like, yeah, we're still okay for the moment. I think here we take 11 and we try to Crater Hoof. Which is the most insane thing I think this deck's capable of saying. I think we do this and try to Crater Hoof, but whatever. Let's do this. So we're just adding more creatures to the battlefield. Let's play this because we get a hasty creature out of it. We'll just make a treasure because I don't think it's going to matter from here. Zombify can stay. Either way, we get their Crater Hoof. Hell yeah. And we get the life gain off of it. And we get bonus cards. This is sick. Wow. Beating Ouroboros because they discarded a Crater Hoof. What are the odds? I think after this game, I want to make a couple of changes. Because While I think the demon mechanic works well with Cavro, when you don't have exactly Cavro, it just doesn't do anything, really. So I think I'd like to change that. Interesting. Multiversal Passage and a Bossing Say with the multiversal set to white. So many questions. Alright, let's discard a Kefka. Because we already have 4 mana. Arden's not terrible. We don't have a way to discard it. Well, I guess it's not true. We do have Emmet Selch. Anam Pakal. Yep. Makes sense. Alright, well, we're going to be... Well, never mind. I was going to say we were going to be on the clock pretty quick, but this does allow us some leeway here. Let's discard a card. Target you. Discard that. And here we will go ahead and play Valgaval's Faithful, because it might get them to use a removal or something. To just say, hey, I don't want you to be able to use that Valgaval's Faithful next turn, even though we know we have a Zombify. Oh, well, there's an Ouroboros. That's annoying. But fair. I don't think we block here. I think we save and block more damage next turn. Just makes more sense. Let's go ahead and crack this. Probably get, I guess, just Mountain. Kind of have everything already. Whoa, let's not get that. Let's get Arden, because Arden also lets us get... let's go to our graveyard and get a Kefka. And we will discard a land, I think. Interesting set of cards, to say the least. I don't think it's worth blocking there. What do they have that we can get back? We can get their Anampakal, and that's kind of really it. I mean, getting a Fenrir is okay, but it doesn't really do anything. Ooh, now that sucks. That is something we were not planning on. Though we could quadruple block an Ouroboros. That seems terrible. We're not doing that. Trying to think, what do I need here to even give us a chance at coming back? We'll block one of those. I think we just block here because we gain 5. Or actually, are we blocking with Ouroboros as well? I may have to get this back just because it's 3. Oh, wait, actually. No, because it doesn't put counters, just changes its power. Tough. I think I'm just doing this and taking 6. Seems terrible, but I don't know how else we're going to get out of this at the moment. Wow, they took damage. Oh, probably to protect something with Zach Fair. That would make sense. Oh, boy. Either way, we can discard 1, draw a card. Yeah, let's do this first. Why don't you have anything that flies in your graveyard opponents? That would be really nice. And if I attack now, I don't get anything because their creature has first strike. Yeah, we're just dead. Alright, that's unfortunate. We were almost there. Shouldn't have discarded that land. Let's keep this and see what we can turn this into. Tiny Bones joins up. Alright, well, I get to put stuff in my graveyard, so thanks, I guess. Didn't want to draw another one, though. This also tends to say, like... Oh, I was going to say, could be discardy, but now I'm thinking this is just... Yeah, it's just a... What you called? Esper Pixie type pile. But, man, it might just be black and white. Jeez. All right. Bahamut? Yeah, get in the yard, friend. Kieran, sure, you got it. I mean, we just got to find Reanimator cards at this point. Like, that's going to be our real issue. I mean, we got all the parts. We just got to find everything that goes with it. And there's one. We have to discard and draw no matter what. All right, so let's do it. I'm going to hold on to the Zombify. Oh, well, never mind. We got a second Zombify. I was like, I'm holding on to Zombify. Never mind. I'd rather not risk being able to cast one. Oh, excellent. And we're going to go Ardent into Kefka here, which is like the best case scenario for us. Love this. This is crazy considering how the opponent started. Kefka. Sweet. Yeah, we just attack, right? Like, we have so many triggers here. Discard the other Amitzelch. Draw, discard to that guy. Whew, the opponent has a Elspeth now, too. Ooh, man. Their deck was not what I thought. I mean, I guess it could still be an Esper Pixie type pile, but we're in pretty good shape here. Interesting that they didn't want to double block and give up the Inspector for some reason. But I see what they're doing, right? You have a permanent leave the battlefield, you make an extra token with Suki, so you have extra blockers. Like, it all kind of makes sense. Sort of a neat little operation. What do they have we can get? Nothing? I guess we'll be getting Scoundrel. Nah, we're getting Bahamut. Go ahead and get rid of Suki. Oh, my god. Well, let's let the opponent probably just lose a token creature here, I would imagine. And then we get rid of Inspector? I guess we can wait on that, right? We don't have to do that now. Alright. Get Bahamut. Yep. That'll do it. Okay, sure. I think this is fine. We do have a Bitter Triumph. So that's kind of important here. Alright. I think we just do it. I feel like we're in a racing situation. Let's see if we can put something... Oh, we missed bad. We missed badly. I just wanted to put one good thing in the graveyard. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe. And then, you know, play a Valgavoth's Faithful next turn. But no such luck. Man. Okay, that's a little better as far as looking on the luck side of things. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And let's go ahead and just Bitter Triumph this guy. Okay. Still doesn't do a ton to set us up, but enough that we have a little window. We got rid of their mana. We're not getting Ouroboros this turn. Maybe next turn. You know, a little different, but... I've been seeing... Is this a thing? Because I've been seeing a lot of people playing Sky Serpent Seeker, which is kind of peculiar to me. Let's make a treasure. Let's play this. Yeah, I'd be willing to trade my Scoundrel for either one of those cards. Worst part is we're probably still just playing Overlord and another Scoundrel next turn. Because we got to get something in the yard. This is interesting. They took a long time to decide if they were going to block, so I'm wondering if they don't have anything good like an Ouroboros or whatever. Because I feel like if you did, you would just take the one and immediately keep your elf so you could play your thing, but who knows? If so, I'm going to be really baffled what they were hesitating about. Nature's Rhythm for 3. Probably to go get another Hydra. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. Do we just die if they, like, pay for, search? I'm just like, I'm trying to think, like, what are the combinations that we don't get out of this, you know? Still nothing to work with here, though. This is kind of tough. I'm just doing this to hamper their turn a little bit, because I don't know how else we lose here. But that goes to 2 to 4 to 8 if they have a land. I guess we just do this. Feels wrong. Alright. We got a Kefka, but we probably just need to leave that in the yard and hope to top deck a land or something here. But even a Kefka, I don't think keeps us alive anymore. I mean, I guess end of next turn, if we could have a Kefka and an Overlord of the Belmark, we might get lucky. Oh, and they found a fetch land. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, we're just dead. Because we have to block with Valgavost Faithful now. Goes a 4 to 8 to 16. Ugh. Tough break. Tough break. But, you know, if your hands don't yield anything, that's what should happen. I also could have found a spot removal for the Hydra at some point, and I didn't. So, good job, opponent. I'll keep this. Mostly because we have a Strategic Betrayal, if we feel we need to use it. We have an Emmet Selch to get something into the graveyard. I'm going to hold on to that. We have a Faithful to reanimate something. So, like, I mean, we have some choices. I'm going to go ahead and do this. There's a good chance it's just going to get hit with a removal spell, but that's okay. Opt. Didn't expect to see that. Not sure what I've seen playing Opt that wants to also play the tap lands and stuff. It's peculiar. And a Slasher. Huh. Well, I guess we just do this so we don't even have to worry about the Slasher, right? This feels, though, like I guess it's just a Dimir Midrange pile. And just happen to be playing Opt for a little bit of value. Okay. I have to think you're going to counter this, though, right? Though it is interesting, right? Because if they counter this, then that means you kind of have to deal with the Valgavost Faithful, because now you're just dealing with that next turn. I mean, they could Deadly Dispute here. Nope, gonna Strategic Betrayal. Fair enough. Well, lucky for them, we have a lot of things we can play off the top of the library. We just gotta find them. That was not one of them. We have done a great job finding mana, though. They're probably not going to activate lands, because with us having mana up, it just looks like we're holding removal spells or something. At some point, though, you just go for it. Well, I don't know. If you think we're playing Reanimator, pal, maybe you don't go for it. Because then you're just fueling our graveyard for no reason. Yep, Zombify with nothing in the yard is not exciting. Alright, are we dead? We could take a bajillion damage here. Alright, we're at 16. And more Zombifies with no targets. Pretty rough. And now I have to assume they have counters and things, so none of this is going to matter. Unless we find spot removal for the demon and make them use it. If I were them, I'd just counter and copy your demon if you have another 3 steps ahead. Because that makes the most sense. Wow, that's not good. Alright, I mean, I don't expect this to work. Wow, it did? Crazy. I would have assumed if you had a counter... Well, maybe they're just Deadly Disputes in hand or something. Because I'm thinking if you have a counter there, obviously you just do that. Fortunately, the only good thing to get is a Bahamut, and we only have 2 of them in the deck, so we're not going to be completely crippled if they do exile those. Otherwise, if it's not sweepers and it's not counters, I guess strategic betrayals? Yeah, I was going to say, because nothing else makes sense there. Another one? Nah, Slasher. Sure. Alright. Ooh, Emmett Selch is nice. We'll destroy that. Oh, I should have shot it first. Because if I shoot it and then destroyed it, it would have got exiled. Oh, that's dumb. I missed a good play there. That's actually could end up coming back to haunt us. We'll see. But that could have been a serious missed opportunity. No, they have something to do here. Oh, counter a creature spell. Yeah, sure. I think I'm just going to reanimate it. Well, when this dies, we could just reanimate this too, though. Nah, let's do this. I'd rather just get ahead on cards here. This feels like the situation that we're playing. Ugh, I don't need more land. We'll discard that. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to regret not getting rid of the Slasher at some point. But who knows? Maybe it ends up fine. Boomerang Basic? Sure. If they're spending their turn doing that stuff, I don't think we care. Okay. Ooh, and a Bloodlighter, though. That's a real problem. We do get 2 cards here. Ooh, and one of them's a Strategic Betrayal. And this we do it when he attacks too, right? Attacks, draw, and then discard. Okay. Okay, and then we go attacking. Because they're only at 9. So, I mean, they take 9 in the air and just die here, right? I thought they were going to definitely keep the demon, but okay. Yeah, that felt like an oddly pretty good win, all things considered. As many counters and things that they played, like, that felt solid. But let's talk about this deck and what the final version probably needs to look like. As it turns out, I actually only had 1 Bahamut left in the deck. For some reason, I thought I still had 2. You know, I was going to say this needed major changes, but overall it's kind of okay. I don't really hate it that much. Obviously, if we could have a little bit more blue to either like counter stuff or maybe draw a card and put some things in the graveyard, you know, that type of thing could be good, but I'm not even sure where I'd put it. I will say this though. I think if you want to play Kefka, the deck is fine. But realistically, I think if you're going to be doing the Reanimator thing, the best version is in Sultai, mostly because you get that Saga that lets you like destroy a problem card and mill your graveyard and get something back, right? It just does so much to help that deck, and that's one of the tools we don't have here. Conversely, we do have a lot of cards that help with our mana in terms of Scoundrel. We do have Fear of Missing Out that can help us dig, and Scoundrel can help us dig. Same thing with Emet-Selch. If the game goes really long, Emet-Selch can just become a big 6/6 to let you reuse your graveyard. So like, there's more cute tools that this deck has in a longer game. But I think you're also going to have the same thing, that you're going to be weak to opposing strategic betrayals and things like that. But heck, we won a game after strategic betrayal went off, so what do I know? But yeah, if you want to play Kefka, I say go for it. The deck is still viable. However, I think if you just are caring about doing Reanimator, I would stick to the Sultai version. But link will be on Moxfield so y'all can decide for yourself. Otherwise, that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.